It's been quite some time since I've engaged with the mainstream media, and that hasn't really been a deliberate decision. It's just never really felt particularly relevant to me to watch the news. Um, I understand what's going on in the world because I'm on the internet all the time and I can see what's going on in the world. But looking at very intelligent commentators and the way that they are responding to how the news is presented to us does seem to present the need for quite a strong public service announcement. Look at the language that people are using when they're reporting, in theory, objectively on things that have happened in the world. I think when you see certain elements of a story being presented as the truth and certain elements of a story being presented as the opinion or a statement of a particular party or body, it's really interesting to look at which sides of the story are supported by that really, really important differentiation. More than ever before, we are being manipulated, and sadly, it's getting to the point where I'm starting to wonder, much like the famous Mitchell and Webb sketch, whether we are the goodies or the baddies anymore in some of these interactions. So, what can we actually do about it? I mean, the internet is there and it can help you. You just need to know where to look. Um, Anyone who takes a piece of information and represents it will put a spin on it of some sort, which means that whether you're talking to the Daily Mail or whether you're talking to the Guardian, you're still going to be being influenced in some way by the opinion of the overriding movement behind that particular outlet. However, there are places like Improve the News, which I'll pop the link for the screen on there, which can send you a nice summary of perhaps the top 5 or 6 stories across the world and can give you a really, really balanced view of what's going on. And that particular outlet even gives you a set of spins from which you can choose from: a right wing narrative, a left wing narrative, and some particular think tanks and what they think might happen next. So you can inform yourself. I do recommend subscribing to Improve the News. I personally do think The Guardian gives an interesting view of things and doesn't tend to spin them up in too difficult a way, but you need to make your own mind up. But what I would say is please don't just rely on an outlet that you always have done because they've always been there, because these things are changing on an almost daily basis. And you only have to look at what's going on in Israel at the moment to understand that we are not being given an objective view of anything.